For the longest time, the world called it friendship. Some called it chemistry. Others said it was just great acting. But today, the world finally called it what it always was: love. Welcome back to K-EntBuzz, your home for the most touching, surprising, and heart-melting stories from the world of Asian entertainment. Today, we bring you one of the most emotional and inspiring stories we've ever covered, a love story whispered through glances, protected by silence, and now, finally, celebrated with courage. This is the journey of Wang Yibo Xiao Zhan, two stars who lit up the world in the Untamed, captured hearts globally with their on-screen chemistry, and over the years, navigated through storms, rumors, and unspoken truths. Today, they are not just actors, not just idols, they are symbols of brave, quiet love that refuse to fade. So grab a warm drink, settle in, and prepare for a roller coaster of emotions, because this isn't just gossip. This is a love story, one that took years to find the light, but now shines brighter than ever. It all began in 2019 when The Untamed aired and turned the Chinese entertainment industry upside down. The drama was meant to be a fantasy tale of brotherhood, but for many fans around the world, something deeper shimmered beneath the surface. Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, played by Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, were not just soulmates in fiction. Their bond felt real. Too real. The way they looked at each other, the unspoken words between them, the softness in their silences. It sparked something massive, not just in fandoms, but in the hearts of anyone who believes in love that transcends time, society, and expectation. At first, the pair brushed off the speculations. They were professional, careful, and always respectful. But their bond? It couldn't be hidden. From behind-the-scenes clips to award show interactions, from shared glances on stage to quiet support behind the cameras, something was there. Something honest. Something rare. But as beautiful as their connection was, it existed in a world that wasn't ready. China's entertainment industry, deeply conservative in many ways, did not allow for open discussions about same-sex love. Speculation turned into scrutiny. Rumors flew. And the two were forced to distance themselves, not from each other, but from the idea of each other. 2020 was especially hard. The internet turned brutal. Xiao Zhan faced massive backlash over fan-created content, which spiraled into one of the biggest online controversies in Chinese fandom history. During this time, Wang Yibo never said much, but his silence spoke volumes. He never denied Xiao Zhan, never unfollowed him, never erased him. And when the storm calmed, and Xiao Zhan rose again like a phoenix, stronger, wiser, but more guarded, Wang Yibo was there, quietly, faithfully. In the years that followed, they led separate public lives. Their careers soared. Individually, they became megastars, brand ambassadors, music chart toppers, fashion icons. But for fans who had been there since the beginning, every subtle signal felt like a secret message. Every mirrored outfit, every cryptic song lyric, every rare public nod, it all felt like pieces of a larger puzzle. Then came the moment no one expected. In mid-2025, just weeks before the 6th anniversary of The Untamed, a rumor began to circulate online. But this time, it wasn't about fanfiction or speculative photos. It came from industry insiders, verified accounts, and quietly confirmed sources. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were not just still close, they were planning a future together. A future that included family, a home, a life shared not just in secrecy, but with pride. At first, fans were cautious. Could it be real? After all these years of silence, could they truly be ready to step into the light? Then came the photo, a single, candid image taken in a quiet neighborhood in Europe, where the two were rumored to be vacationing. No assistants, no paparazzi setup, just the two of them walking side by side, fingers intertwined, smiles soft, casual, at peace. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't a grand announcement, but it was everything. Within hours, the photo went viral. Fans from every corner of the world reacted with joy, disbelief, and emotion. Hashtags like #WangXianForever, hashtag they are real, and hashtag the world finally called us love trended worldwide. But more than the frenzy, there was a quiet, collective sigh of relief. A love that had been hidden for so long was finally allowed to breathe. Shortly after, Xiao Zhan's team released a statement. It didn't confirm every detail, but it didn't deny the truth either. It spoke of mutual respect, a deeply personal bond, and a shared path forward. Then, in a moment that stunned everyone, Wang Yibo posted a simple caption with a black and white photo of two hands holding each other tightly. No more hiding, just living. With you always. 10 words. That was all it took. No company interference. No PR spin. Just a man, in love, choosing honesty. And that changed everything. Since that day, the narrative has shifted. Major outlets have begun cautiously celebrating them. Not as a couple, perhaps, but as partners in life. Fashion brands have applauded their boldness. Global media, less restrained than China's, have embraced the story. Western stars have shown support. LGBTQ+ organizations have praised their bravery. But most importantly, fans, the ones who loved them from the beginning, stood up like never before. Messages flooded in from fans who had waited years. You gave us hope. You taught us patience. You showed us that real love survives. These weren't just comments, they were testimonies. In a world where so many queer love stories are erased, denied, or rewritten, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan dared to write their own ending. Or rather, their own beginning. They haven't labeled their relationship. They haven't made grand speeches. They don't need to. Their love speaks for itself, in their actions, their trust, and their quiet, steady presence in each other's lives. Recently, a fan spotted them browsing through a children's bookstore. Another saw them visiting a family-owned cottage property outside of Delhi. Whether they are planning for children, adopting a pet, or just building a quiet life together, one thing is clear. They are building a future. Together. And in a world that once tried to deny them even the right to stand side by side, that is revolutionary. Their story reminds us that love doesn't always need permission to exist. It doesn't have to shout to be heard. It doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes love is soft, patient, resilient. Sometimes it waits in the wings until the world is finally ready to stop asking questions and start offering acceptance. And now, finally, the world has caught up. The world has called them love. So to Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, thank you for your courage, for your hearts, for proving that no matter how long it takes, love, real, honest love, always finds its way home. If this story touched you, if it made you believe in love again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue to celebrate stories that matter, stories that inspire, stories that live. This is K-EntBuzz, and we'll be here, bringing you the love that dares to speak and shine. See you in the next video.